vlog for the masses. Every episode a classic. If it's whack, then I trash it. New viewers that I'm tracking on the road to the riches. Driving fast, I'm about to crash it.
What's good, y'all? This your boy Dash Cash here. So starting this week, I'm about to bring y'all something a little new. It's gonna be dropping every single Friday. I'm getting back into my vlog shit. So the more life vlogs. I've been slacking this week. I know, I was supposed to drop the podcast this past Monday, but man, you get busy at life, and I'm the only one doing this shit. I've been busy this past week. I went out of town, went to see some family up in Michigan. Still with the vlogs, we're gonna kind of stick with the same type of script as the podcast. So I'm gonna start off with like a little quote, and then each episode of the vlogs, we're gonna touch on like 3 of the topics that I typically hit on the podcast, which 3 of my favorite ones is the entertainment, the relationships, and conspiracies. So I'm gonna make sure I touch on each one of them on the vlogs. And then also it's gonna be like a big topic. Like each vlog is gonna encompass a different topic. So like this week, you see the title, Views from the Whip. Why? Because I'm doing this shit in the car right now. Out here vlogging outside, soaking in this ambience of my apartment building. But each topic, each little section, like it's just gonna be focusing on whatever the vlog is about. So Views from the Whip, it's all about cars. So entertainment, I'm gonna be talking about this week. My favorite movies about cars and shit, or that pertains to cars and shit. What else? Relationships. Now this one is gonna be a little bit more explicit, so if you ain't really trying to hear the raunchiness, this week gonna be about having, the best sex positions in the car. And then conspiracy theories, I'm gonna dive into why driving is a privilege, it's not a right. So let's go ahead and get this shit started though, with the quote of the week. And the quote, my bad, I got something in the eye. The best thing about the vlogs too though, it ain't gonna be no cuts for real. This shit finna be straight raw. Only thing that's finna be edits is the little pop-ups y'all see on the screen, and the intro and the outro on there. But other than that, we ain't doing no edits. But the quote is, I got no pickup lines, I stay on my grind. I tell the hoes all the time, bitch, get in my car. By my nigga 50 Cent, the great 50 Cent, Curtis Jackson. Salutes to that nigga. But now let's go ahead and get into the entertainment section. So my top movies about cars, I'm gonna say Transformers for sure. Anybody that fuck with any type of movies about cars, if Transformers ain't on there, you tweaking. They can turn into any type with big ass robots with the Transformers, robots in disguise. I said they transform into whatever out there. Optimus Prime, Megatron, Bumblebee. They got a few other ones that I can't tell you the names of them. They ain't that important, other than just coming in and helping with the team. But the original trilogy though with Shia LaBeouf, that shit was hard. Then the second ones had my nigga Mark Wahlberg in there. Them shits was alright. That's alright. Then they got a new one coming. They straight. But what else? Fast and Furious, of course. Any movies, whips you gotta have fast, and the motherfucking Furious as well. When talking about whips, y'all know that. R.I.P. to Paul Walker, he was key to the whole franchise, but they been keeping it going. They had to spin off Hobbs and Shaw, that shit was straight too. The last one, Fast 9, had my nigga John Cena in there, so I had to fucks with it. But the other one straight too. That Tokyo Drift probably was like my favorite one growing up. Or that Too Fast, Too Furious. Because Luda was in there. Like Luda with the braids though. Like that was like when Luda was a gangster. He was a beast right there. But what else? Other movies pertaining to whips, Power Rangers, Turbo specifically. That was when they got the cars. They was on some Transformers shit. That was Transformers before the Transformers movies. That Power Rangers Turbo, you know, they turned into the Megazords and all that. But they had the whips. Like, I remember bruh had the truck. That Jeep truck that nigga, the Blue Ranger had on there, nigga was fire and shit. The yellow whip too, that the yellow Power Ranger she had, bro, that shit was fire. I fucked with that shit too. What else though? Gran Torino, that got Clint Eastwood in there. That's another good movie about whips. Start off the Asian kid, he was trying to steal bruh car out of his garage, and then Clint Eastwood kind of just guided the young man into becoming a man, like getting out of that dumb gang like shit that he was gonna get wrapped up into. And then what else? Talladega Nights. I'm gonna cap it off at that. I think that's 5 right there. Top 5. Yeah, top 5 movies about cars and shit. Talladega Nights. Will Ferrell in there. John C. Reilly in there. Who else? I can't even remember. Michael Clark Duncan, he in there. That's a good movie though. Funny as hell. But that slick Ricky Bobby. That's that shit. What other? Let's go ahead and move into relationships though. So like, talk about relationships with the cars and shit. Y'all fellas know how to do shit, you know. We typically take care of our cars, you know, always soup it up, call it our girl, stuff like that. I ain't too possessive with the whips these days. I could care less about them, to be honest, because I go through them. But it is what it is. Oh, and let me give advice to any fellas out there, because this popped up recently amongst one of my homies was doing this dumb shit. Never take your motherfucking girl's car to go pull up on the bitch that you cheating with, bro. That's lame, that's corny. Like, the same thing, I dealt with that with my ex-girl where, like, we was broken up at the time, but we was working on it. But she tried to go and take my whip that I had back then, because I had got a fresh whip and shit. She tried to take my whip to pull up on the nigga that she was cheating on me with before part, and that she was, like, scheming with on the low. So, like, I mean, that shit go both ways, but fellas, females, whoever, if you're cheating on your significant other and you driving they shit, do not pull up on that motherfucker that you cheating with. That's some lame, corny shit. That's disrespectful. That's foul. I was triggered when my homie was telling me he was gonna do that nut ass shit. That shit foul. But on the better things though. So best sex positions while you're in the car. And like I said, this it ain't for the kids right here. So I'm gonna say, you know, shit, I done tried multiple different positions in the car, you know, throughout the years. I don't really do it now because shit, I'm wiped up. Like, we ain't really on no wild shit like that. I'm damn near 30. Shit, that's that young boy stuff. But the back seat is where I first had started with getting it crack-a-lacking. That shit was uncomfortable as shit. I hated the back seat to the fullest because my legs, like, I was fucking, like, I don't know. Like, shit, I couldn't get up on the seat, get that shit missionary like I wanted to. But I said a front seat, like, you can have the girl ride, though, if you in the driver's seat, or you can get over to the passenger seat, push the seat all the way back, have her just get on top, ride and shit. Might hurt her knees, though. But then you could hit it missionary. She stay in the passenger seat. You scoot the seat all the way back. You just lift up them legs and get them pounding, going to town on that ass. Shit, I might have to get my girl out here to do that shit, son. Cause it's been a minute. And yeah, car sex though, that used to be my shit. Also, you could whip and get the neck. I never got to experience that. Like, you know, shit, me and my girl get married, I might have to tell her that needs to be that wedding gift. But nah, jokes aside though, I ain't never did that though. That shit might be dangerous. To the fellas out there getting the head while you whipping, or the ladies too. I mean, shit, it's gonna be tough for us to eat that cooch while you driving and shit. But you know, that might be dead. You know, shit. You get that good lick, you might be swerving all over the place and shit. Like, you never know. Can't be too sure on that. Let's see, any other things that you might do in the whip with your girl? I don't know, that's pretty much it. Make sure you got tint though, if you smashing. Or make sure you find that good alley to duck off in. Shit. Just keep it low key, cause people definitely gonna see. I just see somebody getting smashed in the car before. Shit, it was crazy. Damn, I almost forgot to add this part too though. I forgot I had a little segment out here on why people should not be driving. Certain people, you know. So I don't know, I've been, you know, keeping my ears to the streets, and it's been some crazy news, like crazy drivers out there. So first one, it was a lady, I think she was out in Cali, and this is why this bitch should not be driving no more. She was driving drunk, right? I guess she went out to a little party, a little get together or something with the family. Was driving drunk. Her 9-year-old was in the back seat, like she was speeding down the highway with her kid in the back seat. That's wild right there. Let alone, this lady is a teacher too as well. So like, if anybody should know how to take care of kids, it should be her ass, right? You know, but she driving. I couldn't imagine having my little man back there in the back seat, speeding, drunk driving. Like, bro, that's stupid. That's stupid. And I've been hit by a drunk driver before. She got pulled over, and her son snitched on her ass. She was asked was she driving drunk and stuff. She tried to say no, and her son straight said no. She was drinking. We was at a party. She was drinking. The lady ended up testing, I think, 2 or 3 times over the limit. They arrested her ass. She probably gonna use her rights to her kid, or I mean, it depends on like if the dad in the life and shit. Like, I don't know, maybe they all live together. But shit is gonna be hectic for her though. Definitely, she probably gonna lose her job. Who else? Somebody else that shouldn't be driving. Another, I'm gonna call this a girl because she was a young lady, but this bitch is a girl. So she was already popping off on the gram and Twitter and all that, geeking on how she be drinking and driving and all that, and she's the best drunk driver and shit like that. And I just hate people like that. Like, I had a friend that was on that where she geeking and shit, that she be drinking and driving and stuff, and I'm just like, bro, you shouldn't. I was like, definitely after I got hit by the drunk driver, like, when I said that car accident, shit was fucked up. The truck me and my homie was in was total, bruh, shit was fucked up too. I think bruh whole face was like slashed up from the glass. Like, shit, we was straight. Like, other than my back was hurting, but like, we was straight. But like, bruh, shit was fucked up. But that's why you shouldn't drink and drive. But nonetheless, like, oh girl, she ended up hitting, well, she was drinking and driving again. She ended up hitting 2 state troopers and a civilian that was parked on the side. And she killed them. Like, so she killed 3 people altogether. So crazy thing is, like a week prior or something like that, she had got pulled over by the same state troopers for drunk driving, but they let her go. She tested 2 times over the alcohol limit. Wildin', straight wildin'. RIP to them people that got hit and passed away and everything. And hopefully that young lady learned her lesson. People gotta do better, man. Like, shit, we just gotta do better. Lastly, somebody else, she wasn't necessarily driving, but she shouldn't even be ordering Ubers, I guess. I should say that. She shouldn't be ordering nobody to drive for her. So this lady that was in Europe, she ordered a Uber. She was faded, so like she needed a good thing she wasn't actually driving though. But nonetheless, she ordered the Uber to take her all the way to Ukraine. I forget where she was at in Europe, but it was gonna be a far drive for them to take her there. But they charged her 8 racks though, like $8,000 just for that shit. Shit is crazy. But those are some motherfuckers though that should not be driving out here on the road. Lastly, the conspiracy theories. So, as I stated earlier, shit, it's gonna be about how driving really is a privilege. It ain't no motherfucking right. And I had to, come to grips with that a little while ago. And it's mainly shit dealing with a suspended license or whatever shit. I was going through that. But it's for me, like, I wasn't out there running over nobody and shit like that. Like, bro, y'all got me for not having insurance. And then I got the SR22 and they suspended that shit. But it's just like, it's crazy though. They can stop me from driving. Well, they can pull me over. They can't really stop me from driving, to be honest. Shit, I still be out here doing my thing whipping. They might see this and start trying to track the IP address and shit so they can follow me when I leave the house. But if they did pull me over to be unjust, I just make sure I follow the rules and regulations of the road. And that's another thing. You got to make sure you follow all the rights of the road, or else you're not going to be allowed to drive. They can take that shit in a heartbeat. Straight strip it from you. Like, you go on a car, everything. That shit do not mean nothing. Because technically, if you ain't got insurance, you ain't supposed to be driving anyway. But then, like, say shit, you do decide to drive. You get pulled over, they see you ain't got insurance, they can impound your car. They can take that shit that you just paid for and then charge you to get that shit right back out. What else? When they suspend your license, you gotta pay the fines. Like, bro, they charged me like $500 per time I was pulled over. When you get pulled over, shit, a few times, and one time I had like 10 of them bitches stacked up. That shit had got to like 3 racks. But they chopped that shit down last year because of the pandemic, so they was looking out. But, man, it's shitty out here. So, to my fellow drivers out there, driving is truly a privilege. It ain't no right, not at all. It's your right to walk. God gave you legs for a reason, nigga. Shit, he didn't say you had to be driving. Or shit, he gave us the horses, taught us how to build the carriages and shit. We could, go back to that. But that shit gonna take too long. We need the cars though for the convenience. But that's all I got on that. For real, I could have probably took a deeper dive. I don't know. Y'all leave comments, shit. Y'all got any deeper dives, things like that, ideas, stuff for the shows. And I'm gonna be back on Monday with the More Life podcast. I know I was slacking this past week. I ain't had no episode. I said sorry, y'all. I was busy once again, but we finna be back full effect. Also more clips. I need to drop more clips. I'm gonna be on that too. So y'all just stay tuned for everything that's gonna be coming. Eventually, guests gonna be on here. Either on the vlogs, we're gonna have the guest on here, or the actual podcast. We finna be doing it big. Shout out to my OGs out there. Shout out to all my bros out there. Shout out to all my sisters out there. Shout out to all my friends out there, my family. It's the More Life Vlog. I'm your boy Dash Cash, and I'ma see y'all on Monday.
If it's whack, then I trash it. Every beat I'm so tagging, do it on my own fashion. On the edge, and I'm jagging, keep up, stop lagging, fast lane, and I'm passing. Hand on my left, starting on my next lap. I'm in first.